It is 6 a.m. Beautiful shot here. We are out with the snow, but in with the bitter cold, and we're waking up live in Mobile 11 from Maple Grove. Absolutely beautiful. Love their shopping area, their outdoor shopping mall.
Looks so Christmassy right now.
Very Christmassy, but as you can see, the road conditions on those side streets, city streets, still kind of compacted. It's a little rough out there.
Yeah, I mean, I know 394, that's the road I take into work. It was clear when I came in, so hopefully it's still that way. The major arteries look a lot better. Let's see what the weather holds for us today after that big dump yesterday.
It sure was a big dump. In fact, it was the 8th biggest dump, like you would say, Chris, the 8th biggest snowfall for the month of November. So we picked up 8.4 at MSP. That was slowing down traffic or air travel too. They actually had to close the runway at times. Right now it's 19. It feels like single digits, so dress for that all day long. And we'll see things slowly clear. But on my drive-in, I noticed a couple flurries out there. Right now in the KARE 11 yard, I'm noticing some blowing snow, so that could impact your drive, and of course with the slick conditions as well. Alicia?
Thank you. Unfortunately, there are slick spots, as you can see from our Metro map. 62 westbound, a car still getting the tow treatment on the right shoulder. Went way into the ditch. As you can see, traffic is stacking up in the westbound lanes at France Avenue. We'll show you the map one more time. You can check your own route, but take it slow because things are slick out there.
Well, let's head back out on the roads now. Photojournalist Jack Stanek is behind the wheel of Mobile 11. Jack, how's the driving conditions out there, and what are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm out here in Maple Grove right now. As you've been saying, the main streets, the main roads like the interstates and highways are not too bad, not too slippery. Obviously, you still want to be careful, but it's these side streets that you want to be especially careful. I'm out here in Maple Grove right now, and I've seen some plows out, I've seen some people shoveling, but for the most part, the side streets are still looking pretty consistent with a layer of snow, so you want to watch out for that.
All right, Jack, continue to be safe. We'll check back in with Mobile 11 very soon. A stretch of 694 near Oakdale is back open this morning after a jackknife semi blocked the road. This happened at around 8 o'clock last night. You can see the trailer dangling over the bridge. It took crews several hours to get this all cleaned up.
The snow made a mess statewide. Look at this. In the last 24 hours, there have been 387 crashes, 38 of them with injuries. State Patrol says there are no serious injuries or deaths. Over 280 vehicles spun out or off the road, and over 30 semis jackknifed as the snow fell. All this snow means snow emergencies are in effect across the metro.
And if you don't watch where you park, you might end up paying a lot of money. Eva Anderson's live at the Minneapolis impound lot with the rules and how not to get towed. Hey, Eva.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the people whose cars are back here. This is just one area of the lot, and there are probably about 50 cars we see back there, but I've seen cars being towed in throughout the morning as we've been here. It can be pretty pricey. It's $138 to retrieve your car if it does get towed to this lot, so you want to avoid it. Now, you want to look out for signs like these. This sign is actually one I took a video of this morning in my neighborhood. It's a snow emergency sign. Don't park on that road. Cities need access to the area to safely clear all of yesterday's snowfall and make sure everyone can get back on the road to drive and park as soon and as safely as possible. It's also important to keep in mind many cities have different rules to follow on days 1, 2, and 3 of snow emergencies. It can get a little bit confusing. Some cities have rules signaling where you should park from day to night. Others change on based on what side of the road, the odd numbers, the even numbers. Now, since the snow emergency was declared last night around 9 p.m., today is technically day 1. But if you go to your city's website or even to KARE11.com, you can be directed to your community and figure out just how to follow those directions. That can be a bit confusing, but it's all laid out pretty easily online because, again, don't want to end up here. It can set you back a lot of money.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to do that. Even I know Minneapolis has a snow emergency app. You can put in your location. It'll tell you what side of the street you can park on.
That's
helpful. You can avoid it all together, too. Eva, thanks.
Well, this morning, hundreds of people are waking up either at or near MSP after snow closed every runway for several hours, canceling hundreds of flights. Travelers are still dealing with dozens of cancellations and delays right now. This morning, runways are back open and flights are taking off.
That's the good news, but airport leaders say it will be a while before the flight schedule is back to normal.
When you have a storm like this, it's going to take more than 24 hours to sort of reset and get their schedule back on track.
From the skies to the road, the first huge snowstorm of the season can be unpredictable, even for experienced drivers.
Yeah, but what about for drivers still learning the rules of the road?
Liam Shaw left school yesterday just to take his driver's test, and it turns out it's hard to see those turn lanes covered in 8 inches of snow.
It wasn't a legal turn, but I was in that lane because I didn't see any, driving marks in those left 2 lanes.
Did you pass?
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's rough. Liam had to schedule his driving test back in June because of major delays with DVS. Hopefully you can get one relatively soon.
Everyone says you fail once in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
That's what I remember growing up around
Explain
here.
a lot in the roads.
All right, we're seeing the snowstorm through your eyes, though. Look at all these pictures that you've been sending us. You can keep them coming all morning long. The number to text us, 763-797-7215. My neighborhood was buzzing with snowblowers yesterday.
Yeah.
Everyone was out at the same time around 5 o'clock when the snow stopped.
Now, you just got one this season,
Finally.
so first time firing it up?
Ooh, yeah, it worked.
Oh, but
Thank goodness.
That's good. Yeah, you like it? You like the power?
We do. It does the job better
That's
than the
good.
shovel.
Oh, yeah, a lot easier in the bod.
For sure. All right, don't forget, you can download our KARE 11 weather app. It is a free one, and it's in every app store. We can send you personalized forecasts, weather alerts, and you can take a look at the radar at any time. Just search KARE 11 WX or scan the QR code you see there. Well, this morning, more delays could hit bus routes after thieves turned to school buses looking for catalytic converters. Right now, Brooklyn Park Police are investigating 10 thefts for bus company First Student. First Student says the routes yesterday were covered and only a few face short delays.
The thieves don't discriminate based on geography or anything else. They look for opportunity. And so over the holiday weekend, somebody found the opportunity to go into First Student and take their catalytic converters. And we've been dealing with this for many years, but it really has spiked over the last probably 2 years.
Police think the thefts happened over the long Thanksgiving weekend. Investigators say more than 350 catalytic converters have been stolen in the city in just the last year. In the next couple of hours, thousands of Minnesota nurses could take a huge step toward the picket line for the second time this year.
The Nurses Association will hold a strike authorization vote today. If approved by workers, the Nurses Association needs to let hospitals know 10 days in advance when the 15,000 nurses plan to walk out. The earliest that could happen is next Friday. Nurses have been at the negotiating table for months. They're fighting for better wages and working conditions. This would be the second major nurses strike this year in the state. Nurses walked out for 3 days back in September.
6:08 now, taking you live over our nation's capital this morning, where it's crunch time for Congress. Today, the House will vote on whether they should step in to help avoid a massive rail workers strike just over a week away. Thousands of rail workers want better wages and benefits. If they walk off the job, it would freeze our nation's freight system and cost about $1 billion a day in lost transport. Rail workers are set to hit the picket line next Friday.
This morning, we're hearing from workers who were inside a Bloomington restaurant during a deadly shooting. 49-year-old customer Tu An Phan died at that shooting at Cotu Oriental. Aaron Lee has been charged in his death. A family member working in the restaurant that day was also shot and is recovering. His mother also works at Cotu. She says it's difficult to see her child get hurt protecting a customer.
Her son is get better, but the wound is still painful.
Con mình đã.
She said it's until now, every time thinking about that moment, she's still painful and scared.
The family says they also are honoring the victim with a temple at their business, and they also want their customers to know that they're doing okay and they hope to reopen soon.
6:09, time to get back to the roads and their conditions. And Mobile 11 in the North Metro right now. Now that the snow is gone, the bitter cold is moving in. You see that road right there looks like it's in pretty good condition. Of course, probably still a little slick if you get off to an off-ramp or whatnot. But guys, here now with our Wednesday forecast.
Hey, windy Wednesday, right? With some flurries possible, especially south of the Twin Cities. Out here in the KARE 11 yard, I haven't really picked up on any flurries yet. Most of this is blowing snow, but earlier this morning, I saw some flurries on my drive in and some flurries out here in the KARE 11 yard. The flurries do look like most of the action is, again, staying south and west of the Twin Cities, but I've got you covered. I got radar coming up here soon, but I would expect some flurries still, some blowing snow with winds right around, you can see 20 miles per hour, 23 miles per hour, making that 19. All right, there it is. Feeling like only 1 degree on the skin right now. So on exposed skin, dress for single-digit wind chills all day long, and possibly feeling sub-zero, as well as winds will play a factor throughout the entire day. So again, here's a look at your wind chills. Projected wind chills throughout the daytime. Dress for single-digit wind chills. High temperatures climb to right around 23 later this afternoon. Winds still whipping too by the afternoon hours. We'll clear up tonight. Winds slowly relax. You'll see winds relaxing tonight right around midnight or so, but temperatures will drop to the single digits come tomorrow morning. Air temperatures fall to the single digits, that is. That means we're talking about some more wind chills, probably sub-zero, so come back and join us come tomorrow, but at least we've rebounded nicely. You'll see that 30 degrees for the high temperature tomorrow. I'll step out of the way for Friday because we have a treat in store for your Friday, a quick warm-up. However, Friday night, we are tracking some more flakes that could linger into Saturday morning with some AM flurry. So stick around. My 7-day forecast coming up, guys.
Guy, thank you. Looking at the metro for you this morning. Unfortunately, this crash, 62 westbound, blocking that right shoulder, is still jamming up traffic again near France Avenue, not far from MSP International Airport. You can see a lot of the cars backed up in that area. Roads mostly clear, but again, it could be slick in certain spots. A crash also popped up just north of St. Paul on 35E and 94. We're also seeing some slowdowns down in the southwest metro out of Shakopee on 169. But let's give you a statewide look at 511 road conditions. As you can see, around the Twin Cities metro, especially in that southwest corner, we're still dealing with partially covered roadways. So this is a good indication to give yourself plenty of time today.
Thank you, Alicia. Ahead on Sunrise, Twitter is making some big changes to its COVID-19 policies. We'll explain what you'll see on the platform next and what to look out for when scrolling through your feed. Plus, some sticker shock is coming with that holiday spirit. At 6:15, easy ways you can save on Christmas trees for your home.